Hey guys, today I want to talk to you about a topic that was brought up to me by not only one, not only two, but three of my viewers. So obviously it's important because three of you wanted me to make a video about this because I put something on Facebook recently like, hey, what do you want me to talk about? And somebody said this and I was like, okay, and then someone else said it again on another social media. I was like, alright, I get it, I'll do it. So today I'm talking about facial hair dysphoria. And there are so many layers to this video and this topic and this conversation. So I'm gonna try to keep it short spiel, but you know it ain't gonna happen. So sit tight and start with your popcorn. I'm just gonna start this topic. I'm just all over the place today. What am I talking about? So I wanna talk about first pre-T. So when somebody has not started hormones, who is trans, or for someone, yeah, we'll go with that first, because then after I'm going to talk about people who don't want to go on hormones. So I'm going to talk about how I was able to deal with, oh my god, I remember being pre-T, being young, being like 16, 17, 18, and like wanting facial hair and not being able to have any of it. And I was like, oh, maybe if I shave my face, it'll get darker. It doesn't. And it was just so hard for me to deal with it. So what did I do? Well, I did what I did with all of my dysphoria when I was younger. I'm gonna think about the future and that I know one day I will be able to have at least a little bit of facial hair that I will able to do something with, and I'm gonna be okay. So I kept having to repeat to myself that like all the time, over and over again. I would see people with beards and I'd be like, ah. So it was very hard for me to see it. And especially when I was young, there weren't that many like trans guys on YouTube who were like far in their transition, so not many people had facial hair. So I think that, not that I'm saying the facial hair dysphoria is worse now because like everyone has beards, but I don't know, I feel like it's more talked about, maybe, yeah. But if you are not planning on going on T and you want to do with facial hair, look, I wish I had the answers for everything, and when I do videos like this, I'm always like, oh, I could talk about that, but then there's one aspect that I know that I can't talk about, and I knew that I was gonna go on T eventually. That's how it got me through. So if you never want to go on T and you have facial hair dysphoria, there are people on YouTube who are not going on T and who have talked about this topic. I think they must have. They have a lot of videos. So I think that would be a good idea to look into, because there are certain things that you can do, like natural transition. Now, I am not advocating for natural transition at all. I made a video explaining why, which I will link in the description. I don't want to explain it now though, because that is literally a different video, but please take a look at it and maybe we could have a discussion about that later. So I think that what's an interesting topic with facial hair dysphoria is when you have facial hair and it's still there. So I know that the people, or at least one of the persons that suggested this topic is not on T, and they're talking about facial hair dysphoria, and they post about it sometimes, and I feel bad and it sucks, but I feel like we were all there once, and honestly, thinking about what my future was gonna be like and what I was gonna look like was the only way that I was able to get through any of it. And then there are obviously things you can do, like you can buy fake facial hair and wear it and see what it looks like. You can also do those websites that like put facial hair on you. The one thing though that you need to understand about that is that when you're on T, your face changes, right? Your facial structure changes and it like starts to appear more quote unquote masculine. So just keep that in mind, that the face and the facial hair that you have, yeah, it'll look very similar, but it won't be 100%. And I think that that's what's cool. That's why I'm smiling. I think that that's cool, because you get a little peek into what you're gonna look like, and then you just imagine yourself just a little more like quote unquote mask in the facial department, and it's an exciting process to go through, or at least it was for me. So, but I don't know, maybe I'll get shit for this. I don't know. This topic I feel is a bit more controversial now. I should really stop talking. But now if we like turn it around and talk about when you all have facial hair and you have facial hair dysphoria. So I personally had a lot of facial hair dysphoria in the beginning because I was not getting any facial hair. At 6 months on T though, I had these like sideburns. Oh my god, why did no one tell me how horrible they were? Go, oh, I'm tired, sorry. Go to my old videos where I'm like 6 months on T and you'll see like the gross sideburns. I had nothing here, just here. It was disgusting. But I had a lot of like, oh my god, is my hair ever gonna grow? Even at like 1 year, I had this like weird, oh yeah, I guess I had like a weird like mustache too. It just took so long for my hair to come in, and some people were like 8 months on T and had full beards bigger than what I have now, and I was like, what the fuck? I'm 2 years on T and I have nothing. And it was really hard, but when I went back on T, my hair started, like my facial hair started growing more, and then I started to like be able to shape it, and that was cool. That was like what I was waiting for. So I will say that I am taking medication called finasteride, and it's so that my hair doesn't fall out as much, so it like blocks the DHT inhibitor or something in whatever, in the hair something. But because it does that, it like reduces growth of your hair, facial hair. So the facial hair that I have could be more, but because I'm on finasteride, it's less. And I have definitely seen a difference. I have been on finasteride for like 1.5 years, and my facial hair has like decreased in thickness, but it is worth it for me 100% in order to keep my hair on my head the way it is as long as I possibly can. So I'm gonna get really close to you. I'm gonna get very close. Because the lights you can't really see though. Okay, well, here's the thing. I like inherited the hair of like my mom and my dad, so I have a lot of blonde in my brown hair. So like the tips right here are blonde, and then like I have some hair here that are blonde. I'm gonna have to see if I actually change color in my beard in the winter and summer, because I do get freckles in the summer and stuff like that, so maybe the hair also. But yeah, so usually I cut my hair, oh my god, I keep saying hair, my facial hair here, and then I trim this with a trimmer, and then this doesn't connect. It's almost there though. You see that? You see that? It's almost there. And then I have hair here, but it's really hard to see on the camera for some reason. But it's usually more, like I said, when I'm, if I don't cut my hair, oh my god, why do I keep saying my hair? If I don't cut my facial hair, or like I trim it, it becomes very bushy, and it makes me feel like I look bigger, and for me personally, I feel bad because it doesn't look like me. But when I have it, this part fills out more. But it's just when I trim it, because it's like super light and like not as thick as the other area, you don't see it anymore. So, but my jawline looks really square from this angle. Yeah, I try so hard, okay, to do this, and it's hard, and I try so hard to not be like, it's because I'm trans. I have to stop doing that, and I really, like, I made a video I think last year, like, blaming everything on being trans, and like, it's true, like, we do that a lot. Because, whatever, fuck, we have the right to, we deal with a lot of stuff, okay? But I think that sometimes, like, we're kind of blinded by the, like, blaming everything on being trans. We're like, yo, look at cis guys, look at their beards. Like, I have more facial hair than some cis guys. Not that I'm saying that makes me feel better to, like, be better than a cis guy, because it doesn't, like, that's not what I'm saying. But I feel like a lot of people compare themselves to cis guys. I feel like most people compare them, like, trans guys. Like, not that I'm saying, like, oh, this is our ideal, this is what we want to look like. But, like, come on. We all look at cis guys and we're like, I wish. Or whatever. But I'm just saying, most of us do. And if I'm completely making, like, a huge statement, sorry. But, like, I try not to do that. But then I see myself being like, oh, look at that, he can't even grow a goatee or a mustache. And I'm like, I feel better about myself. It's the same thing with height. I'm always like, he's cis and 5'2". I'm not that short now, am I? Or, look at him, he doesn't have any body hair. Although the body hair thing is like a completely different story. Like, yo, I got this random ass patch on my shoulder, one shoulder of hair, and I'm like, why you do that? Why you do that? Why do I gotta deal with that? Why is it here? Why couldn't it just disperse somewhere else? And then some guys are like hairless, and you're like, But some trans guys are hairless, and they don't like that. Some trans guys do like that. We're all over the place, okay? So basically, like, cis guys and trans guys aren't that different when we talk about the things that we don't really like about our body, or like the things that we talk about, like facial dysphoria. Like obviously there is a trans component in there, but there are a lot of cis guys who are like, oh man, I wish I could grow facial hair like you, and I'm like, hello! That's it, that's all, I'm done. Hopefully I made this topic justice to the 3 people or 2 people who asked for it. I could always remake a video about this with a different side topic thing if you want me to. Let me know what you think, and I will see you later. Okay, bye.